Testing 1 2. Hold on. Testing 1 2.
Yeah.
Testing 1 2.
Yeah. That 1-2 on them. You hear me, bruh? KMT's in the building. Yeah, man. Come on, we back. Matt Nash in the building.
He said, okay,
the
he can. He said he can hear us both.
Okay,
right?
I hear you.
I hear you.
Okay, well, shit,
Yo,
we good then.
I want to make sure. Yeah, I'm back KMT already. Yo.
Yeah.
What up, Mercedes?
What up? Mercedes in the building. Philip Smith was good. Let me get these shares up. They might block me though.
Nah, they ain't gonna block.
Nah, they're not. I got the green light. I talked to all the admins first. And of course, over there on Stargate, as I tell everybody, hey man, if you're a content creator at Stargate, man, share that all day. I just don't need 500 shares from everybody else. But content creators all day, every day, bring it through. You feel me?
Yeah.
Gotta support.
Hold on, I still want to make sure I'm all good.
Okay, do your thing, brother. But I got you, though.
What's up, everybody? What's up? Just give me a thumbs up. Make sure you hear me.
Oh, shit, my boy Coy's in the building. Shout out to my boy Coy. Interstate Battery over here in Longview, Texas. About to make that move on the 22nd. They got a new building in the building. And working that super overtime. And I thought you'd be asleep. We was at the shop earlier. You were talking to me and McCoy. I thought you'd be out right now. Oh, man.
What up, Daryl? Didn't it just say we good? Okay, so let's rock it. So I was just chilling, just did a show, you know what I'm saying? My guy LP Cruz, we got in the depth.
Oh yeah, LP's a good guy.
You know what
I've done some work with LP. Shout out to LP.
Hey, shout outs to LP, had a great little show with him. Talking to this Cowboys football, BJ hit me up like, yo, we was just talking about life, everything, all that kind of stuff. We was talking some Cowboys, but we was talking life, a whole bunch of things. So make sure you stay tuned because we got some things going on. Just stay tuned. Especially I don't want to just say it now, but some things are going to go in there really good. So really support this, what we're going to talk about.
I like it.
But we talked that Cowboys, Falcons, and we talked about scary BJ.
Me.
BJ.
Scary B. I got you.
BJ is scary as hell right now.
I'm not scary. Whoa.
You scary.
I'm not scary.
You were scary. You scary right now.
I mean, reading the tea leaves.
You said you were scared.
I mean, reading the tea leaves and being scared is two different things, though.
You said you were scared.
Okay. There you go. Let me grab this good old.
I had
old
to.
School.
Like,
this good
real?
old. Scared this good old. Back in the day.
What up, everybody? I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, the I'm gonna just say this: the things that you said were very legit.
Okay. Oh, fair.
Very legit what you were talking about. But if Cowboys are a real football team and they're supposed to be the team, upper echelon team, they're supposed to be able to overcome these type of things. That's what top teams do. Because guess what? Hold up, because you just said Kellen Moore's got to get in his bag. He didn't coach the greatest game. So I said last week, the coaches got to have a good coach game against these Broncos because you're going against a rookie type coach and Vic Fangio. Well, he's not a rookie type coach, but you know what I mean. But you're going to have to really coach this game because this is a bounce back game. This is a rookie coach. You need to show your mettle in this game.
Right. Well, I mean, and again, right? Is I'm scared. Here, hold on. As he didn't tell y'all, Cowboys Nation, all I'm saying is next man up works for so long, right? It only works for so long. My goodness. Now Randy Gregory is probably going to go on the IR. Just tell me when the pass rush is coming, because I don't believe. Now, I think you're of a different opinion here, James. I don't believe that they're going to take Michael Parsons and put him back at defensive end. I don't think it's going to happen. Not full time for sure, because we're looking for him to be the second, level eraser. So, man, I'm looking at you, Dorrance Armstrong. I'm looking at you, Basham. Hey, for all of us out here, I'm on. Let me raise my hand. For the Bradley and Nye stands out here, look, I'll raise 2 hands. Okay, for you Bradley and Nye stands,
he really hasn't done anything when he's had his opportunities.
Right, I understand, but you got to think he's going to be coming up for the practice squad, no?
Yeah.
Or no? Right? So he's going to come up. He's going to get in the rotation, because one thing we talked about there, James, was it's a rotation, right? And doing those things. So, I mean, we got a Golston rookie, right? We got to see what's happening there. So I'm a little worried there at defensive end. Okay, now you want me to have blind faith on these tackles, because we know that Steele's going to be left tackle again, right? Collins wasn't really great last week. We could say maybe a little rust. Missed 5 games. Didn't have a terrible game against the Bucs, and then missed 5 weeks. Okay, are these tackles going to be right? I don't think this is. Again, we went into the Broncos game saying slam dunk. Look, the Falcons did go to New Orleans with a better look, and I'm gonna say this now. This might give me a lot of hate.
I'm not gonna say the New Orleans. You might say they're a better defense, but I'm not gonna say the New Orleans Saints are a better team right here.
I don't agree. You're right. I agree. I agree with that.
I'm not gonna say the New Orleans Saints are that team.
Yeah, they're not. They're not a better team, but they have a better defense. Okay, they have a better defense than us. And the Saints ran it up on them a little bit. 27 points. But not, I mean, they didn't go ham, but they ran it up a little bit for 27 points. So I think a lot of Cowboys Nation did this. They tuned into the Falcons when they played the Eagles week 1, saw what happened, and dismissed them. And they haven't watched them come and where they've been and what's happening with them and where they are now. And it's a different, look, Matt Ryan's playing better. You even said Matt Ryan has a tendency to kind of get the Cowboys.
Oh, he keep killing the Cowboys.
Right. And then when we talk about, but see, we're not the underdogs though. All right. We're not going in as the underdogs. Oh, playoffs. I'm sorry. My bad, Jeremy. We're a +9 against this team in Vegas. I don't like it. Or I'm sorry, -9. Excuse me. -9. Excuse me. -9 in Vegas. We were a -10 against the Broncos. I mean, it's not where I think that. Look, and let me frame it the right way. Not where ultimately I think this team is going, but I think good teams have a little stretch. They go through a couple of bad games, then they come back and they find their way. This might continue. I just it feels a little funky. I'll be at the game, man. Come through lot 10. I'll be tailgating lot 10 with the hitters. Man, come through. Your guy Nick's will be there. I think my guy Tuck's going to be there as well. And we're going to be tailgating and going to the game. But man, I'll be honest with you. I'm just not very confident in this game, man. I think if the Cowboys do win this game, they're not going to cover the spread for a lot of different reasons. So yeah, man. I mean, we're talking about, as we talked, right? We talked about Pitts. We talked about Patterson, and I do agree with you. Big game. Like Patterson in the slot, Patterson out of the backfield, in space, the things he can do. But boy, I think Cowboys Nation and a lot of people are forgetting about Hayden Hurst. Now, if you remember last year in the watermelon kick game, Hayden Hurst ate us up in the middle of the field. And now you have a little bit more weapons kind of on the edge a little bit. I know Calvin Ridley's not there. Gage can get past you, but I'm just talking about if you worry too much about Pitts and you worry too much about Patterson, Hayden Hurst can hurt you. And those are just the facts. This is where I'm at. Hey.
You know what?
I'm a little scary. Okay, James, I'm a little scared.
It's all good.
Scary.
As I said before.
Right.
Yes, sir, Tariq. We are back on. But as I said before, I called him scary, but I said all your things were legit in what you said, though. And everything you just said now are legit. Because of the defense, you don't have a Randy Gregory out. You have a DeMarcus Lawrence out. Dorrance Armstrong. Basham,
right.
And we saw what the Broncos did. They attacked those edges. We were talking about that, how they purposely they were killing Randy Gregory with the double teams. I seen a couple plays where they were putting him on his back like pancakes.
That's why they moved Gregory.
They moved around. They were driving him.
Everyone's like, why is Gregory rushing in the middle? He was getting killed.
They were driving. They were intentionally, and that's film work. That's you scouted and you saw where you could really attack these guys. And as I said before, I remember I told you about Ghostin. Hey, I liked him, active. But he was better as a backup. Wasn't going to come in and get that
rotational.
Rotational. Not a lot of snaps. Better and limited snaps. Not a lot of snaps, because the more snaps he plays, the more he's going to get exposed, especially in that run game. Might be his forte, but not right now as a rookie. And Basham never knew if he was strong in the run game his previous years, Jets and things of that nature. So they were smart in what they did. Obviously, probably the Falcons are going to do the same thing. I think it's going to be more so, as I said, the quick outs to Cordell Patterson, the quick dump offs to him, the bubble screens where he can get out, where he can get a couple blocks in front of him. If the Cowboys, because LP Cruz brought this up and we talked about this, they have to tackle. That's the biggest thing. They can't miss tackles, especially with him. They can't do it. He doesn't break a lot of tackles, but he's 6'2", he's 230 pounds, and he plays like that. That's all I'm gonna say about him. Patterson plays like that, and he's a multi-threat guy. He's a guy that you can't let get anything in the kickoff game. You can't let anything get off in that run game. Doesn't have a lot of runs. The only averaging 3.8 yards a carry. You feel me?
Yeah.
He's not
26. All the three major categories rushing 26, 30, and 31. That's where it's at. Shout out to my guy Dre. Man, boy said 2 of the hardest working cats in the game. Nobody else going live at 12 a.m. Respect you, brother. Go ahead though. No,
I appreciate it. Definitely. I'm glad you caught it. Where's that at anyway?
Yeah. Right there underneath Tariq with you back on.
I'm gonna have to get that up. Oh yeah, Jeremy, you're right about that. Can we get some more Pollard? Me and you was talking about that. I was talking about that.
Wait, not enough touches for Pollard last week.
That was to me. I was talking about that on Twitter, BJ.
Yeah.
They need to get him, because when he started out like that, get him the ball. He's hot.
Feed him. Again, back to what I told you. Kellerman wasn't in his bag last week, man.
Because I told you, you said it, that they was trying to. I said they was trying to hit the deep ball the whole time. They was trying to go for the home run that game, because I said that they felt like, man, you talked about it, man. Okay, the Broncos winning. We still gonna come back and beat them. Dak was off. I mean, if he would have connected on that bomb with CD, that was a touchdown.
Fair.
The first one.
And even when he hit them, they were dropping them.
Right.
Even when they hit them, right.
That's when you're pressing, though.
Right.
That's when you're pressing, though.
What's a great, man, hold on. That's a great word. Pressing.
Yeah,
because if Pollard catches the one, he's going to run for a while, for sure. Right? Third down. If Amari Cooper catches the one, brother, he might have scored. Like, there was nobody in the middle, but he's definitely running for a long time. So it was like Murphy's Law. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Like, Dak would miss him, or he would hit him, they would drop it.
What? So, here's my thing to cut you off, BJ.
Right. No, go ahead. It's your turn.
No, don't do that. Don't do it. We're just talking. But
I'm with you.
Here's my thing with that too, though. I said this last week. I think the Steele thing distracted the whole damn team. I think the Steele thing, him and switching Collins, everybody talking, is Collins better at the right tackle? Is he better at left tackle? I felt like that was just a big distraction. And also, I just really feel like you have a guy that play right tackle and he's better. I know you said swing tackle, but if we really look at it, when they had him playing last year, they really had who was the other guy that they had picked up in the offseason? They let him play left, and just
Cam
Irving. See what I'm saying? And they let Todd Nitschke play left. You feel me? Because they naturally feel like Steele, and I said Steele is the natural better right tackle, and he's going to struggle on the left. Even though you're saying he's the swing, he's better on the right side. And you can't switch some guy who's been playing on that right side this whole time and switch him in the middle of the week, think he's going to be good. You don't think the Denver Broncos didn't see that as well? You don't think the Denver Broncos didn't scout that and say, okay, well, let's see how good you are. You just switched to left tackle. Let's stress that side.
Can I break that down real quick? Are you okay with me breaking it down
break
a little
it down.
bit further?
They played that 3-4 damn defense.
Yeah. Let me break it down a little bit further. Is one thing we have to remember is when Steele was on the right side, I mean, who's playing that guard position? Big game.
Oh,
This one that guard right next to him.
Connor Williams.
No, on the right side though.
Martin,
right?
Yeah, it's a whole different thing. You got help.
Got a little help there. You got a little help there.
Right.
And then as he's playing the right side, and I'm talking about Steele in general here, ladies and gentlemen. Right, Smith is on the other side, so I can chip this way. I can put the tight end over that way. I can kind of do some different things over there that helps. Now, swinging him to the left, and I'm gonna take a look. And not that you're wrong. I'm just saying, if we're swinging him to the left or putting Collins back in, I'm just going to use this. Well, he's next to Connor Williams. Well, Connor Williams is a problem to his right in Tyler Badaz. I mean, look, Tyler's kind of playing a smidge better, but overall, Tyler Badaz is not. Look, we've talked about this for the first few weeks. Tyler's not been really good. I want him to grow into the position for sure, but he's not been very good. Like some of Connor Williams' penalties is, I'm blocking my guy. Shish. Keep it at PG. Badaz is getting beat. I got to just grab a guy to make sure Dak or the quarterback doesn't get killed, right? So Connor can't really focus so much on helping, right? On helping still whenever he's got to worry about Tyler to his right. Now, from a play caller's perspective, look, and let's be clear, Collins didn't have a great game at right tackle either. Not like week one. Not a really good game at right tackle either against the Broncos. So things were happening, like a conglomerate. There were things that were happening, right? Fair. So you can't help both sides at that point. No matter if you keep somebody in, whatever. Like if both tackles are bad, you have a problem. So moving forward, and I told everybody, Mike McCarthy said this during the bye week. He believes in continuity. So for him, coming out of training camp and preseason and everything, we all said, like, man, we all questioned, like, I know you did on your channel, I know I did on my channel, we don't have a swing tackle. We both said that. We do not have a swing tackle, right? And then when it came time with Smith down leading into a game, they said, well, our swing tackle is Steele, so we're going to swing him. Although, if you go one game back, right, just one game back, Minnesota game, Smith left, Ty came in. Ty did pretty okay over there, didn't he? He got it right. Anyways, for the most part, then the lesser, shout out to Bumby Pimpsy, most of, not the lesser, So for me, here's my problem with the coaching staff against the Broncos game. And there's a lot of things we could talk about. Second half, you had to go to Ty over Steele, in my opinion. Now, if Steele goes back to right tackle, you get some whole packages working, whatever. You need to do something more than what you did in the first half, and they didn't do it. I'm a little disappointed because they're going to roll Steele at left tackle again. Now, I guess we have to go on now he's more adjusted. And then on the right tackle, because again, Collins didn't have a good game last week, but he's going to be more adjusted because he's playing again. And we're going to roll that way. They don't play their defensive ends and whatnot are not as good as what the Broncos were. It's a lot of hope factor though for me, James. You feel me? It's not a hoping things are going to come through, and that's what gives me pause.
Well, I mean, I made a video, and I said I made a Ty Nitschke video, and I said, you know what? Is he going to be that guy that is going to be? Or are they going to roll with him, or are they going to go with a different move with Leo Collins being back? Mm-hmm. I said in the video, I thought Ty Nitschke could hold it down for one game. I said he could hold it down because he was the natural playing. That's what he played. That's what he's been playing. You feel me? That's where he was been at.
That's where he plays. Agreed.
So it was a natural way for him. And I feel like maybe now they're worried about hurting people's feelings. I don't know. Hurting Terrence Steele's feelings on something. Why they want to switch him because he was playing so good.
It's their guy. Steele's their guy.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But so it's like they're feeling like we like Steele, so we don't want to hurt his feelings and sit him down. You know what I mean? It could have been that too. We don't want to sit him down.
Let me ask you this. I'm gonna throw it out there. I'll ask you this. Take it how you give me your response. In this game coming up, would you just look, Collins is cool. Still goes back to right tackle. We're going to play side left. Would you do that?
I wouldn't be opposed of it. because I feel Ty Nitschke, and I don't think Ty Nitschke is a good player, but I feel like that's his position. Just like last year, bring up that guy again last year. Bring up the guy last year. Irving, is it Cam?
Oh
Irving?
Yeah, Cam Irving, right?
He played good with Dallas
for Carolina. Yeah,
he played good. And I was like, his numbers weren't good, and he wasn't good at Cleveland, but he came over because he was his natural position, and he played well when he played with Dallas. So I feel like Ty Nitschke, the more he plays, because he had the power. I showed the tape when he got his hands on Everson Griffin. Griffin wasn't moving. His problem he's going to have with some speed guys, but this could be a good game for him because the Atlanta Falcons don't have the guys on the defensive end. Dante Fowler is out. They don't have any guys on the edges. So this can be a game on the left side where he won't have to worry about the speed guys because they don't have no top guys. They only have 11 sacks on the season. They like to blitz a lot. We were talking about that with the linebackers to get pressure. So this could be a game for him where he could play, and you don't have to worry about it still playing. So to your point, because this is an aggressive defensive line, whereas that Broncos defensive line, it was aggressive. Okay, they did have high sackage. It wasn't like these guys weren't being able to get after the quarterback, and plus it helped them also, BJ, in that they had the safeties back there with Simmons and Kareem Jackson, and you had a Patrick Surtain where you can really say, well, we can play some strong man coverage and really attack this offensive line with blitzes and things of that nature with heavy pressure because we got guys on this back end that we have confidence in. Atlanta doesn't have that. Atlanta, AJ Terrell, we talked about it. Left side doesn't really trail, has good numbers.
We don't go nowhere.
But now you got a Michael Gallup coming back. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
You don't have those safety play in the back end. So that's where I feel confident that the Cowboys, last year, how many points did the Cowboys drop on that Falcons defense? And they had
40 plus. Yeah, 40 plus.
I think they had more players defensively than they had this year. You get what I'm saying? So I think it's to Dallas' advantage. They can score a lot of points. If they can bottle up Patterson, I'm going to feel you on the Hayden Hurst thing. I feel you with the two tight ends. Everybody's talking about Pitts. We'll go after Pitts and forget about Hurst, and then he'll destroy us. I feel you on that point. But Patterson keeps ringing in my ear.
I know. I got you. No, right, because if you put him against – let me ask you this. If you're coaching, right, who do you put the safety on him? Do you put Curse on him?
On who?
Patterson.
Pitts or Patterson?
Yeah,
I wouldn't be opposed of it.
See, to me, here's how I think.
But they also got you. But see, you got Donovan Wilson as well. I think Donovan Wilson, because you still remember we were talking. They were talking about that package where you can where you got Curse, you got Wilson, you got a KZ. You can play that package. I think that needs to be looked at, that big nickel. It definitely needs to be looked at when you're playing these type of guys, because when we look at this offense, though, I know you mentioned Hayden Hurst, but when you look at the offense, Matt Ryan is predominantly going to Patterson and Pitts.
I hear you, but again, so if we get to a situation, right? So let's say, all right, we're going to, let's take the Panthers, right? Because they put Gilmore and they bracketed Pitts. Let's say the Cowboys decide to do that. So we'll do Diggs and bracket him with Donovan Wilson, right? We're going to take Curse, put him on Patterson, right? What are we doing? What are we doing with Hurst at that point? You feel me? And that's where I get into. That's what I get into. So okay, or let's pivot.
Don't we feel like a LVE or somebody that's got to step up?
Brother, you want LVE 1-on-1? Okay.
I'm saying, I don't want that. I'm saying, don't we feel like he's some? I mean, why is he on the field? Got Luke Gifford. What are the linebackers on this field for? Keanu O'Neal, you got him as a coverage linebacker. Why are they on the field?
Might be a good game for Neal. Might be. That's a good.
We talked about Dan Quinn. He's familiar with the.
Yeah, that's a star there. That's a star there on Neal.
And we talked about Dan Quinn coaching with the Falcons, so he should know some tendencies with these guys, shouldn't he?
And as I told you, like Dan Quinn should be in the offensive meetings and the defensive.
He should be in every meeting.
He should be in every meeting. giving every key to everything that he should. Absolutely, I agree. Maybe this is, and I'm seeing the chat going crazy on Bossman, aka Kelvin Joseph, who got in the Minnesota game. We saw him a little bit last week, right? He scooped up the muffed punt and did whatever. And I will say this, and I'll give you, I'll pivot to you on this. I'm excited to see Kelvin Joseph.
Me too.
I am. I'm excited because if he's anywhere, because we look at the draft picks, right? We're seeing, and look, and this is what you would call, I guess, an anomaly, because how many rookie players, 7, 8, 9 weeks in, that you could honestly give the opinion of maybe defensive player of the year? James, we watched this game for a long time, man. Me and you both. A rookie defensive guy to be just in the breath a defensive player of the year. Look, look personally, TJ Watt, I think is the guy right now, personally. But I mean, he's nipping at the heels for sure. So I don't know about a rookie guy ever being in that mix this late in the season. That's insane to me, which speaks to Parsons and what he's doing, who might have been damn near the only bright spot in the Broncos game. But with Kelvin Joseph, and we talk about Osa, third round pick as well, and what he's doing, we look at the pressures and whatnot. If Kelvin Joseph is the midline between those two guys, right? Well, we have something at corner, I think, more than, and no disrespect to Anthony Brown, who has picked up his game over the weeks. But boy, if Joseph is anywhere in the same stratosphere as Osa and Parsons, man, you go from feeling great about this draft class to, man, we're cooking, brother, we're cooking. What about you with that mindset of where Parsons and Osa were drafted, and look, even Golson, who was right before Osa, Odizua. What do you think? Can he be that?
He has to be that.
Oh, okay, put it on. Put him on it, James. Has to be that.
He has to be that. Okay. He was drafted in the second round?
44, right?
Right?
Yeah.
So they drafted him for a reason. They didn't draft him to be average. They didn't draft him to be a regular. When you get drafted within the first 3 rounds, you're in the top 100. You get what I'm saying? So you're supposed to be a player. Okay? So, yeah, he's supposed to be a player, and he needs to come in and show it eventually. I know he's been behind the 8 ball. I get it. I'm not hating on it, but he's got to by the end of the season, we need to be seeing something from him. Yeah. Because he has the ability. He has very, very good athletic ability. I think he has good instincts. I don't think he's the ball hawk like the Trevin Diggs. I don't believe that. I think he's more of the bully corner. I'm going to keep staying with that until proven otherwise. That's what I'm going to stay with. I'm going to say he's the bully corner. James. He's the bully corner, and Trevin Diggs is the playmaker.
Little Cortland Finnegan, maybe?
Yeah.
Underneath your skin.
Y'all watch and see.
Okay.
I'm not saying he's not a guy that can't get some picks, but he's not a guy that's going to be like a Diggs. He's not.
Right.
But
Cortland Finnegan's a little bit different. I got you. Yeah.
But he's got his get out your skin, get in your face, talk his trash, get on Twitter, run his mouth to you. He'll do those type of things. You know what I mean?
I like it.
So but you drafted him in the second round, and you drafted him. Everybody's saying you need a corner, you need a corner, you need a corner.
Yeah.
And you let Cheeto walk. That was a guy that you had high aspirations for because you drafted him highly, correct? So you had aspirations for him. He didn't pan out. You get this guy in the second round, you aspirations, so he needs to be that. Yeah. Parsons has been what you thought he was. Right. Osa has been a surprise, but y'all drafted him with the thought of he was going to be good.
Right.
You feel me? So y'all probably already knew that by the way y'all drafted him. Now, if y'all felt that way about those two, don't you think Kelvin Joseph needs to come in there with that same type of thing?
Here's my other thing too is, a lot of people, I hear this a lot, and I know you see this too on the Twitter sphere. Well, he's only played 15 games in college. Hey, if we really dial up the games that Parsons played in college, it's not much more.
Not much more at all. And he missed all of his junior year. So he played 2 true years.
Yeah.
And he converted from DN to linebacker.
Also, that's why I think,
He's still a baby at the position.
Right. And he's scoring. Look, we're watching him growing. We're watching him.
He didn't play all last year. That's what I'm talking about. He didn't play all last year.
Yeah.
And he's coming in and doing this.
Yes.
52 tackles.
Yeah. Yeah. 2.5 sacks last week. Look, the week
5
before
overall.
that. Yeah. Look. Week before, right? Week before, he had 4 tackles for loss in Minnesota. I'm not trying to bag on Jalen. Led the NFL in tackles last year, right? Jalen only had 7 tackles for loss last year. My man had 4 in one game. Okay. Now, backdoor.
That's what Jalen Smith is. Not to fit you. I want you to finish that. Yeah. Jalen Smith, Micah Parsons is what we thought we wanted Jalen Smith to be.
Look, hold on. All right. Thank you, sir. I say it, you finish it. We're good. Look, we're twins. I know y'all don't understand this. Me and James are twins to a certain extent. I know it looks different, but we're twins. But again, it's back to that point of what this team did, drafting wise or whatever. I know we're really getting off key here, but I just want to kind of talk about Kelvin Joseph for a minute here and give a little space. That if they saw these things, look, and Osa did great work at Odighizuwa did great work at UCLA for sure. But again, we go back to what Parsons is and how he's growing. And this is the thing that I tell Cowboys Nation a lot. It's not about right now, right? It's not about right now. 8 games. And 2 of those games, he really just played defensive end and not linebacker, right? And we're seeing, right, this past week, 10 tackles, 2.5 sacks, right? Last week, 11 tackles, 4 tackles for losses. Where exactly in this defense, as he grows into linebacker, is he going to be 4, 5, 6 games from now? That's the crazy part about him. And that's the part about...
But right. It's okay with him. You feel me?
Right.
Like,
no, I feel that. But again, I think a lot of people are like, they're on the Parsons train. But it's like, look, Kelvin was picked at 44. You love Golston, right? Okay. You love Osa Odighizuwa. But they've been on the field. And I think because of the injury and everything, people are just kind of like, okay, well, Kelvin Joseph, 15 games, what are we going to get? Man, let him grow into it and let's see what happens. Because if he's anywhere, shoot for the moon. You're still amongst the stars, if you will. If he's anywhere the stratosphere of Osa and I get it, it's hard to hit lotto numbers. But if he's anywhere between Osa and Parsons, man, we're in good shape.
You hit real good.
You hit real good.
You hit real great. And the thing that hurts so bad right now is the Jabril Cox injury. That just hurts right now because we can't even talk about him. Because you know what? This is a game where if he would have played in the Denver game, that would have been one more game of experience. You would have really loved him in a game like this because you feel better. Because all the things that you're talking about with Hayden Hurst, you have a Jabril Cox that was able to play. So that's how big it's going to be for when he comes back next year. You get what I'm saying? That's how big of a player it was. You know what I'm saying, for him. And how he's going to figure into these plans in the future going forward. That's how big he is in the plans. So that's a huge loss right there. But we just talked about it, though.
Yeah,
Keanu Neal played safety, right? He's playing a linebacker, so he's got to be there. And he hasn't been great in coverage. He's got to be a guy. He's got to be a guy this game. He has to step up. He's got to activate. He's got to be a key player in this defense this Sunday. And you played with these guys. You know them. You need to play big in this game.
Hey, how about this? He knows Hayden Hurst.
You've seen him in practice.
KZ knows Hayden. KZ knows Hayden Hurst. I need you to activate.
Dan Quinn, you know Hayden Hurst.
I need you to activate.
You know Matt Ryan. You know what he does.
Need you to activate.
We need the coaching right here. We need the players. Keanu Neal in the film room. KZ in the film room. Hey, this is what Matt Ryan likes to do. This is what we need, right?
Right. Agreed. 10 toes down. I agree. Facts.
This is what needs to happen because see, that's why I feel good in this game, BJ. I know what you brought up, but that's what I look at like. You have those advantages. You have to be able to use them. And even though you're missing 2 guys, Micah Parsons can be a difference maker in this game. This could be another game where he could get another 2-sack game.
Yeah, 2.5 years. Right.
And Osa, I talk. You know, you just brought up Osa. There's a guy over there named, I'm bringing his name up right quick. His name is Jalen Mayfield. He's not good.
Yeah.
5
good.
sacks given up out of the
that's
11 they're talking about.
Like the middle of their offensive line is a problem for sure.
And Dallas needs to get that.
Yeah, as we were talking with my guy earlier, I'm like, hey man, Osa's got to eat this game.
He's got to.
Look,
and he was active in that Broncos game.
He was. This team does miss Brent Urban hard.
Yeah, it does.
Harshly. We see it since he's been gone. The run
137
game,
yards a game in the last 3 games.
And that's because Brett Urban has not been here. Again, he does the dirty work. He doesn't get a lot of stats. This team misses Urban tremendously. We need him back in. But yeah, you're not wrong here. Okay, well, Nashawn Wright tried to grab the block punt.
I don't think he's ready. He's just not ready.
Yeah, and like he tried to grab the fake punt. It bounced off of him. They recovered it. They got the ball back and whatever. But Nashawn Wright, red shirt year. We'll see him next year.
Red shirt.
It's red shirt year. You know, we'll see him next year. But I think there is a plan for him, and that's the thing. That's the difference between this staff defensively than maybe others in the past. They have guys for different reasons, and they have plans short term and long term. That's what I do believe. Now we'll see how it plays out, though, right?
I agree.
I agree.
I
do think that.
I agree. They're really putting a plan in place. I feel they're putting a plan in place so kids that come through there continually, there's going to be a standard. That's what I feel like they're trying to build and bring. I think that's what Dan Quinn is trying to establish. I hope they'll let that happen. And I think this is a game where, as I said before, BJ, I know what you just said about even good teams lose their way, lose a couple games. It doesn't mean we seen Tampa Bay last year. Everybody said they was dead in the water. They were 3-3.
They were 7-5 at one point.
They go on a run. You know what I mean? It happens. But I feel like in this type of a game, I think the Cowboys, for their own psyche, erase their own little self-doubt, because the doubt will creep in their own heads. Let's not be honest. These are people and they're players.
Humans.
I'm a player.
They're humans.
And
they're humans.
We have 2 back-to-back bad games. Let's say we come out with a loss in this game. There's the doubt, because you're going to hear the noise everywhere.
Yeah.
The noise will be everywhere.
Yeah.
That's when you're going to have to look within yourselves and say, okay, we got to tighten up over here. Well, I just don't feel it, BJ. I get what you're saying, but no, I'm
with you. Look, I'm gonna speak with my heart, and then I'll speak with my head. All right, my heart says the Cowboys win this game 28-24. So my heart says we won't cover the spread. I guarantee you that. We're not covering 9. I don't think we're covering 9 points. If not, and I'm wrong, I'll come right back here.
But I'm saying
I own my shit though. I'm sorry.
That ain't a big deal.
But but I don't think that's what it is. Now on the backside, I just this team is taking so many L's at positions that matter. It's not about the rudimentary. It's the end. It's offensive tackle. It's those. Look, the Cowboys got by missing a wide receiver, because I see the Gallup comments popping up. We got by, right? But boy, when you start missing your tackles, your ends, a defensive tackle, man, it gets hard. Not that this team is bad. I'm not saying that by any stretch. However, I mean, if this team ends up, before the season, I said 10-7. Let me see the defense. I saw the defense. I said, you know what? I think this is a 12-win team. Look, if we end up 13-4, is anybody mad? I don't think so. I mean, sure, you have to have home field advantage, right? However, we're 6-2 right now. If we looked at it right now and everybody said we're 6-2, we'd be like, okay, we got something to cook with. And sometimes they come in different ways and different areas than what we think of for the end recipe. I just think this is a game that, with the injuries we have in-house, it's a little bit tougher than I think a lot of people are giving. Remember, last week it was a wash. The Broncos, it's a wash. They traded Von Miller. They quit. It's over. They're tapping out. And they found a way to win. Now, I do believe some of that is we were too cocky early in fourth downs that gave them a little spark. That's a different conversation, though. Not the first one, but the second one for sure. Shoots at the field goal. But now, look, our kicker's out. We got Hallelujah, however you say his last name, coming in. We were working out Brett Maher, whatever. But again, guys, if you could tell me right now, the tackles will be 50% better, offensive tackles, 50% better than last week, I'll take the Cowboys. I don't think still left tackle's gonna work out. I just don't. I think he's a right tackle, James, as you said.
I think he's a right tackle too. I don't think he needs to play left.
Yeah, I think if you told me Ty was starting at left tackle, I feel a lot better about this game. I just would, and barring whatever's happening on the defensive end position, it worries me. And I told you on the phone, I guess I'll say it here. I'm worried about Dak's calf.
Yeah, you was talking about it. Man, you brought it out there. Go ahead and talk about it.
So,
it's legit what you were saying. I believe it is legit.
Yeah, if you see how he played, and as you told me, James, right, as we talked about the calf, right, as you talked about the calf, you said, well, he's rolling out, he's running, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yes, I agree with you. He was. And then we started talking about coaching and what we really know about the football game. Running's way different. You can kind of compensate for running somewhat here and there. But whenever you got to plant that back foot and twerk and really just put that torque in and throw, it's different. And if you go break down the throws of Dak, James, when you're inaccurate as a quarterback, is it your arm or is it your legs?
It's the base. That's what his problem was when he was early in the league. That's why he started doing the routines and working and making sure he had certain reps with his bottom half, because that was his problem, that he was throwing from his top half and his passes were inaccurate. He had to get a better footwork and a better base, and that's what we all loved when John Kitna came in the fold, because I feel like that had really helped his game. And he even said he was throwing from his arms. He said he was throwing even in his interview. So it could be something, BJ.
So watch this.
Go ahead.
So watch this. So this game that you watched from Dak before Kitna got here, did it look like that Dak or after post Kitna?
It looked like old Dak,
because he couldn't set his legs in turn and do what he had to do. So to me, I'm no doctor. I don't know. I just read the tea leaves and give y'all the best ideas that I think about. So Michael Gallup, week 1, strained a calf, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was on the sideline in the second half. Did you see him in a boot? Did you see Michael Gallup in a boot at all with his strained calf? At any point, anywhere? I know you see a ton of content like I do. Did you ever see Michael Gallup in a boot, James?
Even with Randy Gregory, but he also didn't. Wasn't this the same leg he had the injury on, right? With the calf.
I'm just saying. Was Gallup calf strained, Bucks? Was he? Did you ever see anything about him being in a boot ever? Period.
No.
Okay. But Dak ended up in a boot, right?
Mm.
Then the report was, look, if you read it, it said he had the same strain as Gallup. And then what we do in Cowboys Nation, we said, oh, well, he's not a wide receiver, so it's okay. He can be healed in 2 weeks. I've had a calf strain when I play, not in football. I play both sports. I was a dual sports guy. I had it in basketball. Now, Jim, did you ever have a calf strain?
I've had a calf strain, and I've had a hamstring and a calf, and
they're wildly different, aren't they?
They're wildly different, but they're both deceiving.
Oh,
they're deceiving injuries.
Yes.
Because when you walk and do certain things, go ahead.
No. You're right. No. By all means, sir. Walk that path. I'm with you.
When you walk and do certain things, it feels normal. when you do certain movements, it'll torque it like, oh my God, like this. I thought this injury was gone. Like I remember I've had a hamstring injury, and I was really walking like, man, this ain't even no bad injury. And I remember I tried to just turn right quick, and it was like, ah, it's the pain is, and that's what it feels like with a calf strain too. Like you'll just torque it at a certain spot because we saw it, and people were getting on me when they played Minnesota, and he was on the cords and he was doing the stretch, and he grimaced at the end. I was like, he's grimacing. Oh no, he ain't. He's faking. I'm like, who fakes that?
Yeah.
No, that's real pain. You get what I mean?
Right.
I said this too, BJ. I was cool with sitting him out against the Broncos again because I didn't feel that calf. I was cool one more week, even though I wouldn't like them having tape on Cooper Rush. That could have been disaster regardless. You know what I mean?
Facts.
I was cool with him resting one more week because it's okay, because you need to rest that fully, because those are the type of injury, just like I said with Donovan Wilson. That's why it took him a while to come back with a groin injury. Those are the type of the injuries that linger. They just don't go away. You have to really fully rest them, or they linger, and it could be one little turn and that joker will go out for. And like you said, if they're the same type of injury, Gallup was out for how long?
Well, I mean, they told me it was, well, he played wide receiver. That's
and they put Randy Gregory on injury reserve.
Again, the calf strain is the new hamstring in Cowboys Nation. Sean Lee, Miles Austin, so on and so forth. But again, that was my issue. Like I was all the way in. I was like, okay, I think that can play. He's going to play now. Okay, we're good. But then I watched the game, and when I watched the game, right, I'm like, okay, he's not planning. He's not doing the things the right way, and we're watching him short arm and do everything else, right? And so after you get out of the game, you go back and look. I'm just like, hey, I don't think you look, because everybody kept saying, well, he was throwing the ball early and he was pressed, or he was leaving before the pressure got to him. Let me tell you why. Well, he stared on the gun all the way till that, right? When we watched him stare on the gun and deliver balls. You do that when you believe in your base. When you don't know about your base, you're a little bit more antsy, and you get out of the pocket, you hit the eject button and leave sooner. I think the calf is a little bit more of a problem. I'm sorry. I just do. I wasn't that guy before. Go to my channel. Sargane Podcast.
You ain't got to apologize for what you feel.
No. But for those that don't know, right? For those that don't know, I wasn't a big guy on this. I thought he could play. I thought the Minnesota game, if it's a playoff game, he could have played. They did the right thing. So I was 10 toes down again on, oh, he's definitely getting Broncos game. I watched the Broncos game, and I was like, this ain't the same Dak. Then I went back after that, and I've watched the game 2 different times in Small 22, and I'm like, whenever you're an athlete, James, when you're an athlete, you feel pressure, or you do things and get out of things sooner when you don't think your body's right. And I can't express that hard enough. And I watched the film, and I'm watching Dak do things that are not very natural to his concept of how he plays the game. And we see where the balls were when you're throwing over, throwing under, skipping balls, different things. Those are because your mechanics aren't right and you're leaving early or whatever. It's the mechanics. Well, okay, if it's the mechanics, all of a sudden, last year before he got hurt, his mechanics were fine. I know he got hurt. Mechanics were fine, right? This year, until this game, his mechanics were fine. So what changed? Because everybody's saying rust. No, brother. Did he play all preseason? Did he take a snap in preseason? The last ball he threw was damn near a year or 10, 11 months ago before Tampa. What did he do in Tampa? Lit it up. And he lit it all the way up. Bye week came. Boom. Missed the game 2 weeks. So in 2 weeks, he was rusty. But come Tampa, Thursday night, opening week, everything, shoulder, ankle, gone forever for 10 months. He was dealing and diamond. And then against the Broncos, suddenly it's rust. No, it's not rust, ladies and gentlemen. It's not rust. Because if it was rust, he'd been rusty in Tampa. It's not rust. Sorry. The calf wasn't right.
Hey, you spitting some fire over there, dog. Y'all, I don't care, man. Y'all need to give him some fire emoji. You spitting some fire right there. Like, that's real talk. I didn't really get to watch the tape like you talking about because my all 22 was acting wonky. They was
it's sometime. Look, it's been sometime in all year.
I hate it. I'm gonna just jump out there. Please, Illuminati, don't smack me for saying anything. Don't smack me for anything for saying anything. But I hate it because they should just left it like it was last year. It was beautiful, just the way they had it. But you know what I feel? Just to say this right quick. I feel like these newfangled engineers that want to come in here and want to know all, let's do it this way. Let's do it this way. Let's make it this way. Let's make it this way. And y'all tear it up. It was better the way it was, but they hire these young whippersnappers that think they know everything about electronics, and then they come in and messing everything up. Now stop it. You should have just left it alone. But my all 22 was wonky, but it just now got popping again. So I couldn't really watch what you was watching. So I'm feeding off of you. And I'm glad you said it because I'm going to go watch the tape and watch exactly what you're talking about.
As soon as you watch it, hit me. Let's have that conversation.
Yeah. We're going to have that conversation because it's definitely legit no matter what anybody else says. Who cares what anybody says? Who cares if anybody says, man, you just crazy. You just making up stuff. Who cares? Because it's what you feel. And then if you really go back
everybody's saying about Dak being under pressure. He was under pressure in Tampa. What's the difference? He was under pressure.
For real. I see you said Miss Charles, give them fire emojis. My man is spitting fire. It's real talk. Yo got fire. Yo got flame. I mean, it's real talk because he even said it. He was rushing. He said his base wasn't good. He says it wasn't throwing from that. And Dak will never tell you. One thing I know about Dak, he ain't never going to come out and, to me, just come out and say, yeah, I got this injury and that's the reason why I played bad. He's not going to put the blame on anything like that. He's not. Facts. He's not going to tell us that. He's not going to do it. So we ain't going that way. He's not built the way to do that. So we're not going to hear that from him. He's going to be like, hey, I just got to play better. He'll never blame it on the injury.
Nope. Not who he is. Period. Look, and we know week one. Look, so let's rewind, right? So week one, some of the throws were a little iffy. We said the shoulder wasn't all the way right, though, right? Right. That's what we said, right? Am I wrong there?
Right, we said that.
Right. So now here we are with the calf strain 2 weeks later. We're saying it's not that, it's the pressure. No, man, look at the tape, man.
Well, let's hope this week that this was another week of good, maybe.
There you go.
Because
stimulation, everything.
Because you know, just like you said with a calf, it ain't terrible. It'll come back quicker. It's an injury it'll link. But if you give it some good rest, and that's another week, I feel like we'll be okay with that. And once again, BJ, I'm gonna still talk about Tony Pollard really needs to turn up in this game. Get Tony Pollard. His name keeps ringing. Loud in this game.
Yes, sir. Let's go.
Their linebackers ain't great. Their front line isn't great.
They got one good linebacker. They got one really good linebacker.
Jones.
But I'm with you.
But we know. We feed some Tony Pollard, dog.
Yeah.
Get him out in space. Let him run the ball. Tony Pollard need to eat in this game and get
4 touches ain't enough.
No, it's not going to work with that. He needs to really touch that ball in this game because I just feel like they have an inferior front seven.
Right.
It keeps coming, but they don't have a good defense, BJ. Dallas can really score on them. And you said, Kellen Moore, hey, guess what? He needs to call a better game. Yeah. Get the ball out quicker. Here's the thing, to combat if your offensive tackles aren't playing good, get the ball out quicker. So that's where you get it to Tony Pollard. That's where you throw the quick ball to Dalton Schultz over the middle. That's where you throw the quick outs, right?
Yeah.
That's where you throw the quick slants.
Use the passing game as an extension of the run game. I'm telling you, look, all Kellen Moore needs to do is go back in his trash can, dig through a little bit of trash.
Let's pick up the pace on the offense too.
That says Tampa. Grab that Tampa play sheet, and let's run that again.
Hey, my guy had a question on here. My guy David Jenkins. I don't know if you're still on here.
Man, shout out to my guy David, man.
Shout out to you, David. Shout out to you, big dog.
Oh my God.
But he said, with Gallup coming back, will there be more 11 personnel? Do you think that happens? Because here's the thing. Before you answer that, I made a post a while back where they had brought out how that 12 personnel, once Gallup went out, they went more 12 personnel. Kellen Moore went more of that 12. That 12 been killing them. And when they were running that heavy 11 last year, I think they ran like 73% of the time. This is the lowest they run the 11 personnel, but they've been most successful in the offense because they haven't been exposing Dak as much with the 11 personnel because you got that third wide receiver.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? Will they run more 11 personnel that they got Gallup?
Yes. And again, I just said go back to the Tampa play call sheet, right? In the first half, 11 was heavy with Gallup and everybody there. They kind of went to the shell. Since then, once Gallup was gone, it did 12. That's what I would say. However, well, Tyron's out, a little experimental at left tackle. They might go a little bit more 12 because of where the tackle position is. However, I would say no. Just use the pass game as an extension of your run game. Quick throws, get them out there, no matter what it is, and go from there. Because we were in 12 personnel last week. Man, how'd that work? Goodness gracious. Again, we have to help our tackles tremendously. Look, personally, here's what I do believe. I think La'el Collins will be better this week. I really do.
Yes, and they don't have that front.
Right. And when it comes to Steele, I think that defensive coordinator is going to stunt and blitz off of that side, and that's what worries me. However, if you blitz on a left side, right, James, what's the equalizer? If they're going to blitz and you can see it, and we know Dak can read this and do this, what's the equalizer? The quick wide receiver screen, right? The quick shell out tight end screen. And we didn't really do much of that last week.
Right.
We tried to do it one time. It was a little rushed. It was a little wonky to the right over here to Zeke. Just screen him up a little bit, little wide receiver. Maybe this week to me should be a lot of RPO. I know we don't do a lot of RPO per se. We should really institute some RPO this week. And I think that helps you when your tackles are weak, personally, from a football standpoint. So, yeah, I would like to see more 11 with Gallup coming back if he's really where he needs to be. And I think that took a long time. So I think he is completely healthy. And then get CD in Amari in the slot, right? Now, James. I mean, look, forget Amari being in the slot. Brother, CD in the slot.
Oh, that's what I'm trying to tell you. They should eat. The offense should eat on this team, dog.
But you gotta block it up, though.
This defense is not good.
But I do want to highlight this because you said this earlier for everybody in the building. Falcons, Saints, right? Their run game, and this is why their run game is bad. Mike Davis, 9 carries, 13 yards. That's a 1.4 average.
And
wait
BJ,
for it. Wait, I got you. Wait. Let me walk it all the way out. I got you.
Walk it out.
Yeah. Matt Ryan, 5 carries. How did Matt Ryan get 5 carries? I guess pressure. 8 carries for 8 yards. He didn't get a touchdown on a quarterback sneak. Cordell Patterson, 9 carries, 10 yards. 1.1 average. But back to your point that you said on the phone in here. Cordell Patterson, 6 catches, 126 yards for a 21.0 average. Kyle Pitts, 3 for 62, 20.7. Russell Gage, 7 for 64. Your possession convert first down guys, 9.1.
Olamide, those drags.
Yeah, Olamide, don't dare ask me to say his last name. It starts with a Z.
Yeah, I don't know that.
3 for 58, 19.3, 2 touchdowns. So again, their run game isn't as crucial, but boy, they can get busy with some of these looks and whatever in the pass game. As you just said, James, drags, pick plays, man-to-man defenses, because that's the thing.
Them bubble screens.
Right. The Saints are a big man-to-man kind of team at times. We're number 3 in the league at man-to-man. Boom. I'm just saying. By all means, your space.
I mean, like I said, I feel you with those type of things. it's going to be tough, as far as, like I said, Matt Ryan is very successful. Like I said, I'm going to go back to Dan Quinn, Keanu Neal. He's standing out. Names that are popping in my head for this game. Tony Pollard, he keeps popping up in my head. Keanu Neal, you need to have a big game because you knew this team. Demonte Casey, you know this team. Y'all need to be able to turn up in this game and show, especially Neal, because you have a person in Randy Gregory who's going to be out. And I do feel like they are going to put Parsons down at that DM. Maybe they don't start him there, but he will go down. I feel like he will go down there at times. But also, dog.
You okay?
No, I'm just because I mean when I look at this team, and when we're talking about Matt Ryan, they like to abandon the run very quickly. If it's not successful, they will go away from the run. Like we saw against that. We saw it against honestly, Atlanta let Dallas back in the game by going away from the run.
True.
Last year, they went away from the run so quickly because they were throwing the ball everywhere, so they went away from the run when they could have milked the clock a little bit. And they didn't have Gurley last year. They had a running back last year with Gurley. They didn't have. They don't have that run game. Patterson still is not that running back, but like I said, if you let him get a few plays, feeling good about himself. I know Patterson when he get them few plays, BJ. I know Patterson. When you get them few plays, he starts feeling good about himself, and then he turns up. We gotta bottle him from doing that. So let me just ask you before we get off here, dog.
All right.
You, Dan Quinn.
Yeah.
How are you going to stop this offense in your opinion? What do you do to stop this offense?
Well, one, that game plan last week, that's in the trash. I'm burning it. That was terrible. We were way off the wide receivers. I really don't. Like I looked at sometimes. I'm like, I don't know what we're doing. I'll be honest. I know we haven't been heavy blitz at times. I'm not scared on the outside. I think we can match up, right? I think I'm sending guys because I think we have to send guys because now Gregory's out, whatever.
You don't have those guys on the front, and Dorrance Armstrong may not get home like that.
I think you got to send some guys, but you got to get there. But I feel like
J. Lou blitz.
If you're sending, yes, on corner. Look, I'm not talking about just linebackers. I'm talking about corner guys or safety even. Like we've seen Curse blitz and get home. We've seen J. Lou get home. Look, yes, I'm not playing Parsons at defensive end. However, I'm sending him too. So I like a little bit zone blitzes with tighter zones. I do like that. I like some man zeros. I like some man zero blitzes here. I do. I just do.
We can't be scary.
No, I agree. I think we definitely have to test the middle of the offensive line, whether it be stunts, blitzes, guard to guard. I think we have to test them because for sure, the one thing about this, there's only one quarterback that Matt Ryan can outrun in this league. Well, two. There's two. He can outrun Tom Brady. I think he can outrun Ben Roethlisberger. Outside of that, he ain't outrunning nobody.
Right, and he's quick to throw that ball in the dirt when he get that pressure all up in his face.
He's a chunk and dunk guy.
He will throw that ball.
If you get it up the middle, he'll chunk and dunk really quick.
Real quick.
Yeah. So I think up the middle is really going to press.
They need to hit them stunts on that guard.
Oh, stunts.
They need to stunt where that guard is that's giving up them sacks and high pressures in that middle. Stunt the hell out of him. And bring that pressure to that side.
A-gaps.
Yes, and bring that pressure to that side. Matt Ryan needs that pressure up the middle because we let him run up the middle in a couple games. He had one run of 20 yards against us last year.
Bro, I was like, what
the hell is happening here? Matt Ryan cannot run, and he's running these balls on us, and it was up the middle. It was 2 consecutive times. It was crazy.
What?
Oh no, that's he's that's funny. I think it's this guy I know. Well, he always does the Josh Normal. He's talking about it, Josh Normal. He's funny.
I was saying, what?
No, he's funny. He does
Sir,
it. He wants
you're
me
not,
to do
you're, yeah, sir, you're not elite. It's okay. Shouts to Jose Blades in the building. But yeah, no, I'm with you though. Right up the middle. Yeah, gotta push him because he's not gonna bail out. He's gonna hit you with that roll around or whatever. Right up there, stunts, A-gap blitzes, things of that ilk. That's what you got to do.
And they were getting home against these Broncos in that middle.
That run game, we wasn't. Everybody ran on us last year. That's what I felt last week. Let's make sure we don't do that.
Here's the thing, too.
Okay.
They have Mike Davis and Cordell Patterson. They had that Williams kid who's he's a good running back.
Yeah.
Melvin Gordon is a good running, but they ain't bums. I think their running back core is better than the Falcons.
Agreed. But boy, the two tight ends worry me. I'm sorry. I just do.
Well, like you said, let's come with that pressure.
Yes. Pressure is the key. If we're able to pressure, I think we're fine because, I mean, my goodness.
Keanu Neal, step up.
Man, bro, Teddy Two Gloves was out here completing, with 39s, getting 12, 13 yards. You know what I mean? Like, brother, look, and here's the thing. Their running backs might be worse than the Broncos. And I love Teddy B. Don't get me wrong. And I think it's an amazing story for where he's came back from and everything else. However, Matt Ryan's a better quarterback than Teddy B.
You're right.
I'm just, and that's why I'm not like everybody's like, well, the run game sucks, so we'll be okay.
But they had that run game, and they knew that helps Teddy B. That's why they got those running backs, because they know Teddy B needs a run game.
Again, and that's why I'm saying I think Cowboys Nation to a certain extent is like, well, they ran on us last week, but this ain't the same running team. Fair, but this team passes the ball better, which is crazy, right? Because the thing about Matt Ryan was, we always said, Tony Gonzalez. Look, before the Julio Jones that everybody showed up, right? There was the Roddy Whites of the world who the Cowboys really wanted to draft or whatever, didn't. But, I mean, he's always had weapons. Like, his weapons aren't really here now. Go look at his stats and go dial them up. He's efficient right now, which is scary. If you don't, I'm telling you now, I'll leave it at this. If the Cowboys don't get pressure on Matt Ryan,
it's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long
damn day. And that's why I'm worried, because Randy Gregory ain't here. If we don't get pressure, it's a problem. I promise you.
I totally agree with that. That's why they are going to have to. They can't. That's why I agree with you that they can't sit back in a coverage in this game. They're going to have to dial it up this game, left and right, and they can't get scary with it. Like, even if they get beat on a few plays, still come at him, because you can't let Matt Ryan, because like we said, he'll throw that ball in the dirt, and he don't like that pressure in the middle. Most quarterbacks don't, but he really don't, because that's where he does a lot of his damage.
He got that robo spin. James.
Dog, I think he was like 12 or 15 in that middle against the Saints. He destroyed them guys. Yeah, that's where he likes to throw that ball, because he don't have the Calvin Ridley.
Hey, brother, he was 23 of 30 for 343, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Keeping the buck. 23 of 30, 343, 2 TDs.
He was the highest rating quarterback week 9? Week 8?
Week 9.
He was the highest rated quarterback, like 135 rating.
Right. Can't sleep on it, man.
And they did blitz him. He was like 9 for 12 on the blitzes. And historically, I'm going to give his numbers right quick. 67 completion percentage, 1,600 yards, 11 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 100 rating plus against the Cowboys in his 6 games in his career. 500.
Hold on.
But even in losses, he still kills Dallas.
Yeah, Randy Gregory's out.
Got to pressure him. But when that game when we had him in Atlanta, there were a lot of good blitzes, pressure against him. And I said, if anything, here's what we need to see. Keanu Neal needs to step up, because you knew that team, and we need to see that 2018 LVE in that Atlanta game.
Yeah.
Can we get that 2018 LVE in that Atlanta game? Because he turned up that game.
Yeah.
He had an interception that game. Big interception.
Did we get Jalen 2018 though?
But we got a Micah Parsons now.
There you go. Boy, can we get just one more linebacker to step up? That'd be great.
One more.
Just one. And
Luke
Cox
Gifford,
is gone.
you're on the clock.
Neil. Oh, hey, he got some burns last week. Hey, Francis Bernard, you're on the clock.
I mean, that's why they got him. I mean, because everybody was talking about the Luke Gifford experiment a year ago. Like everybody was high on him. Right. And remember, he was undrafted. And Cowboys keeping him. So he needs to show something, right? The Cowboys keep keeping him. Can't be this special teams guy.
Yeah, James, you said it. You brought it up on our phone call before we jumped on. That guy in Arizona. Who's that guy we're missing right now?
Arizona. I just drew a blank, dog. See,
Rondale Carter.
Oh yes, Rondale Carter. Oh, we could have had that, bro. I said that was a huge loss when they was playing around and tinkering with it, playing with this kid's emotion back and forth. Should have you brought the kid back from Indy, man. After he left wanting playing time, he left wanting playing time. Then you're gonna bring him back and then play him again. Yeah, that's why it's like I'm not coming back. And my guy, I apologize. I do have my call-in line, but I'm gonna keep it real. I work in so much, bro. It be so much stuff. It's this a slow cook process of adding that call-in line back on. I'm just keeping it real. Just a slow process.
Keeping it real. Bug.
Man.
Yeah, I mean, but look. Here's what we learned, and this is what I love about the NFL game, James. Here's what I love about it. We learned something last week. Man, we'll learn something this week. Look.
Well, we need to find out. We need to find out too this week, though. We need to find out.
We're going to find out.
I still feel like this team is legit. It's not going to change my mind about anything.
Look. This team can lose this week. This team is still legit. Period. It's just a process. That's all I'm saying. It's all I'm saying. It's still a process. Like, you're going to lose games. It happens. Sometimes you just
nobody thought we were really gonna start out like this. Let's keep it
right.
I thought we was gonna have that winning streak
exactly.
Like that.
And we'll figure it out. Look. I'm out here saying, look, I'll do the tape. I'm talking about the Gallup versus Dak calf strain and was he in a boot or not and the arm strength, whatever, all that. We'll find out come Sunday. I'll be there, by the way, but we'll find out come Sunday. The one thing that I do like, and the feather in the old cap, man, Dak's just different. And that's what it meant. And that's what it boiled. Look, tackles, DNs, play calls, whatever. The difference in the Broncos game was, if we talk about rust, Dak just wasn't Dak last game.
Right, that's why. If Dak plays his game, we beat the Broncos.
Boom. Right.
Period.
Boom. And if Dak is back to being Dak this week, then
we're going to beat the Falcons.
But my only concern is Dak isn't Dak because of the hamstring. We talked for over hours.
You mean the calf?
The calf. I'm sorry, calf. Well, damn it. I told you, calf is the new hamstring. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, it connects.
Yeah, calf. And that's where we're at. Like, if Dak's calf's good, we're winning. If not, and we're going to see the same kind of throws, it's going to be a problem. I'm telling you now, because it'll be overthrows, underthrows, drop. It'll be the same thing. Because here's what people don't understand. Because everyone's going to say, well, Pollard dropped the ball and this guy dropped the ball. But whenever a quarterback's off schedule, this game is so much about timing and counts and different things. I don't think a lot of average fans understand that, James. So when your quarterback is on time and doing things, boom, 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 boom. When he becomes off schedule a little bit at times, and you know where the ball's kind of coming, because you're kind of used to, the ball's coming here, the ball's coming there. He gets off schedule a little bit. Statistical, I love it. I love it.
That's
Feel
what I said.
Feel me. Sure. But when the ball gets off schedule, you're trying to do a little too much sometimes, and you end up dropping some passes. I mean, it just is what it is. Statistical says Dak is fine. I mean, for the women, yes, I get it. He is fine. But from a calf standpoint, I'm still worried. I'll leave it at that. Nothing more, nothing less.
Hey, shout out to my dog Just Blaze on the tip. Really appreciate that. Hey, Really appreciate everything you said, man. You always take care, and we always going to try to continue that masterpiece, dog.
Yeah, man.
It's a masterpiece. We're always going to try to keep. But
You
we
had
about to head
something on
out
the
of
way
here.
out. Oh, whoa. Before you
Whoa,
get
whoa.
out of here, you had something
Yeah.
that you said. Everybody said till the end for something.
About what we were talking about.
I mean, no better time than the current. If not, we can
No,
pause and we can come back.
No, what we're gonna do
Okay.
is, I want everybody to just keep their ears and eyes open. Me and BJ were talking, you know, and it's a lot of things going on besides Cowboys football. We were talking about, and you know, BJ used to coach, you know, AAU basketball. Worked with the youth. I worked with the youth for over 20 years. Coached youth football for about 15 years. Basketball, youth AAU, regular basketball. I just always work with young kids. Work with the youth. And this recent last couple of years, you know, I had some of my kids that I coached pass away due to gun violence, crazy things, and just had me thinking about a lot of things that I always wanted to do more in my community. And I was doing a lot in my community when my kids were young, but I couldn't really dedicate like I wanted. Once they got older, I started just doing other things, but I still kept my ears to the youth and seeing what's going on out there, and it's killing me. And I'm seeing this gun violence like never before. Me and BJ, you talked, there was gun violence when we were young. We seen gun violence. We dealt with it. But on this level now, because of the exposure with the internet and it's cool, it's just easier to get it, in my opinion, than it was when I was younger. And it's more, and it's more glorified with the media and in the way it is. And I just feel like it's a big problem out there. So I just feel like us men have to step up and get back out there on these streets, and we want to get out there and you know, start a non-profit organization, and we're putting our minds together to create that. And it's going to be a lot of the men in hopefully the Cowboys community and the community in general. Start out locally, and hopefully this thing can hit nationwide. So we just want you guys to, once we get it out there, once we figure it out, once we put it together the way we want, once we, you know, because we want to do it the right way, we want you to really support this, because there's a lot of youth out there that are really suffering and they need help. And we need to be able to raise some money to, I mean, because I know when I was coming up, we had boys clubs. We had those type of programs when I was younger to keep us, when my grandmother was gone, when my mother was gone all day, I was dropped off at the boys club with my cousins all day, and we had outlets to do things. These kids aren't in these streets no more with outlets. They don't have these rec gyms anymore. They feel like they don't need that type of stuff. So what do they do? They don't got nothing else to do but get in trouble and do this gun violence, because it's crazy and it's too accessible now. You know, they talk about this stopping the gun violence. Well, you got these stores that are just selling all kind of crazy. And I'm not saying it's not okay to own up a gun, but they're making it too easy and accessible. And these kids are getting them, and they thinking it's cool to do. And we got to be able to be out there and stopping. There's too many fatherless families. There's not a lot of men in the homes. There's not a lot of the father figures. So we need to get out there and make it happen. And if we can start a nonprofit organization and start being able to help fund some of these kids and give them opportunities, we need to do it. So we're just throwing it out there. Me and BJ have talked about it. We're going to put it out there to a whole bunch more people so they can get on board with this, man, because it's something that we talked about mental health. That has a part of mental health.
Yes.
You know, I didn't have my father growing up. I don't know about you, BJ, but and I know there's a lot of other people out there that didn't have those type of things. And it changes how you have a perspective when you don't have that father figure there in your life. And there's other influences that can take you there and influence you. So we need to be out there making it happen. So that's what we're going to do. So
I mean, something I strongly believe in. We've had multiple conversations actually kind of about this here and there. You know, look, we kind of pivot just to look. I'm not getting into everything that happened down in Houston with the Travis Scott joint, but I mean, here's what I take away from that. A 10 and a 14-year-old out there why is a 10-year-old and a 14-year-old at a Travis Scott concert? Like, right? What are we talking about? As me and James talks about, I'll put your age if that's okay. Is that okay, James? James 50, I'm 43. We grew up in a different era, for sure. We understand that. Not that things wasn't available, tools, if you will, so on and so forth. And for us, I mean, there's things that could have happened that we wouldn't be here now, neither here nor there. But how do we enact change? How do we do things for the youth? I'm heavily involved. I left coaching, as he said. I coached AAU for about 3-4 years, but I felt like I couldn't reach the youth the right way. Like, I think I can drive youth to sports that will help them, but on the everyday level, I wanted to help them a different way. And again, I think it's impertinent. I think it's important. As James said, fathers' homes. Even with and I've dealt with kids who have fathers in the homes and still come out here and do different things. I just think the right voice can do things the right way. Obviously we're in different states. We want to do it better because there was a point in time, James, I think you'll feel this. There's a point in time where, MTV played the videos all the time, right? And everything. Oh, well, music videos are the reason for the violence and all this. Hey, man, there ain't no music videos like it was back in the day. It's not on cable no more. It's gone. And honestly, that kind of violence is way up more now than it ever was. So it's a. Look,
it's whatever on this internet now.
Right,
BJ.
right. It's like, everything. It's not just the music video.
Anything.
Whatever.
It's anything, and that's too accessible.
We just had a Raiders cornerback cut, first round draft pick, right? From what? Right. So now look, whatever happened behind that, because the guy said he was come through, whatever, the internet, whatever, the whole nine. We're not going to get into that. So there's a better path, there's a better way. And if there's a way for us to actually dig in and do things, with me in Texas, him in Ohio, if we get other people on board on that to enact change, whether it's behind the Cowboys flag or something else, we should do that. And there's a lot of kids. And when I say kids, 21 and under, that's what kids are. 20 and under, whatever you want to talk about. We should find a way and go do that, and we're going to look to do that, and we hope everyone's come on board and make that happen. It ain't about what we're doing. It ain't about bumping us and pushing our platforms at all. It's about actually making and enacting change. And anybody in any other state or even in our city wants to get on board, hit our inboxes on Twitter, Facebook, whatever, as we're growing this and trying to figure it out, and we'll figure something out. Obviously it's the end of the year, it's holiday season, as we're talking about it, and we're going to keep continuously grind and do it, but we'll find something out and do something next year. And that's just what it really boils about. If people in the area are going to do it, we should do it. And we should find like-minded people. We find reasons to go on TikTok and, was it Island Boy trying to make it? Okay, well, if that can go as, wildly, popular or viral, if it can be, why can't we do the same thing on actually saving this youth and do what we need to do? Because they do need help at times, and that's that.
I like I said, I totally agree. I'm ready to make it happen. We both said there's a reason
we'll talk
why.
On the back end.
Yeah, we both said there's a reason why we're still here. When too many things could have happened and other people are not here, so we have to walk in that destiny and fulfill that destiny. And I think this is one of the things that is being called upon, is to make sure this youth and a lot of people forgot about the youth. A lot of people talk about the youth. A lot of people, when I was coming up, always saying something about the youth, but right now we're saying stuff about the youth, but we're not doing anything to help them.
Right.
And shout out to my dog right here. Gotta give a shout out to my dog right here. Shout out to my dog Mercedes, BMW, Porsche for the $50 holla. Said thanks for the late night show tonight. James, BJ, appreciate the late night shows here out in Cali. We definitely was rep that Cali. My dog Mel, my dog producer G. We out there, they were out there in Cali. They all show Cali love. So,
Yeah.
hey ho!
Hey,
Shout out to the $50 holla. So shout out to you. And you know what? We're gonna, like I said, man, we're gonna get this together like we talked about, BJ. We're really gonna make.
Hey, look. Shout out to Kenneth Lee. Said I'm down to show support in PA. See, there's a third state already on deck.
Hey, and that's what we want. Like I said, we want to be able to start getting the steam roll. You know, get the ball rolling, get the word out there, and things of that nature. And that's what we want to do more than anything. And then once we can do that, once, like you said, BJ, once we figure out and get the main kind of head with it, we want to, in your town, my town, it can be anywhere. But just because we're not in the same state doesn't mean this can't happen everywhere with us. And we got to get on board, and we got to be, the men have got to be on the forefront of leading this, and we got to get back to being the men of this generation, because that's been a lost thing, and we got to do that. And we're going to
say something real quick? Go ahead. Go ahead. How long we been talking about Chicago? Look, I know it's not my backyard, it's not your backyard per se. How long we been talking about Chirac? Let's not even say Chicago. Chirac. Right? How long?
I've been following that stuff, BJ. I just recently started following that stuff, like maybe for like the last year and a half.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, it hurts my heart. It hurts my absolute heart.
So
that's only one state.
One state. One city. Not even city. We're talking about one city. One city. So Kanye's from that city, right? 6.5. He's worth 6.5 billion.
They don't do anything. That's crazy.
I'm not shooting. Look, I ain't shooting no slug there.
It's the truth, though.
Right. I'm just talking. The politicians and police can't do nothing there. All right. Our federal president, government, Capitol Hill can't do nothing there. Hey, man, this is gonna hurt some feelings now when I say this, though. Those churches ain't doing nothing there. Sorry. I mean,
it's the truth.
There.
I mean,
I'm just saying.
I mean, it's real. I mean, we gotta.
So why look? Because we all of a sudden we forgot about Flint. By the way, we forgot about Flint all the way. Oh, but we're getting way too. I'm sorry, we're getting way too left here. I'm sorry, but I'm saying we forgot about Flint water all of a sudden up there in Michigan. We ain't talking about that no more. Remember that was a hot button about a year ago. Well, we ain't talking about Flint no more and that water. It is what it is. But everything that's happened externally, we talk about LA, whatever. But we know what Chirac, aka Chicago, what's going on there, and we can't figure it out, right? You know why? Like you said, there's not enough men. Oh, look, and it's gonna be sexist, it's gonna be wrong, whatever. But I'll even pivot off of that. There's not enough people in general. It's good to tweet about it. It's good to post on Facebook.
But if you ain't out there doing nothing about it, it don't matter. And that's what's bothering me, BJ, with myself.
Why
I'm gonna keep it real.
Organized. Yeah. Why can't we get together, us 40 to 50?
That's what we need
together and figure it out.
That's what we need to do. And that's what's been bothering me. And I'm keeping it real. It's been bothering me. It hasn't. I'm tired of me saying stuff about it and saying it on my tweets and saying something, but I feel like, but I ain't doing nothing about it. So I feel like, why are you posting it if you ain't stepping out there and doing something about it? Well, you're not helping it. So what you posting it for? That's what I was convicting myself. That's just for me. I'm just talking for myself. That's what it was convicting me, because it's already been hurting my heart. I've been messing with the youth for my whole life, and I've seen some of the craziest stuff help so many kids, crackhead family. Like, it's been crazy. So for me to talk about it and seeing these murders, FBG Doug and then King, like, and so many other these young 16, 17-year-old young talented youth just killing each other for no reason.
Hey,
it's
Pop Smoke, right? Pop Smoke, right? About to jump off, about to go. He's next. He got robbed and killed by a 15-year-old. 15. Because Pop Smoke didn't get up.
And how much did they get away with?
Nothing. $2-3 grand, and they got caught. So when are we going to step up to the table? Not just tweeting and talking about. When is the action? Look, Everybody, look,
That's what it's got to be.
look, I got a phone right here, right? I got a phone. Look, y'all see it. Michael Parsons, right? Lion says something. You know what it is. Y'all know what it is. Give me a little Cowboys. I can do this all day. I can just go. But all that tweeting awareness, doing awareness, where's the work on the back end? And that's the problem. Everybody, even us. Look, I'm talking about us.
I'm talking
us
about
grown
me.
Folks.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm talking about us grown folks.
Yep.
We do this all day about what happened, what this, what's that, what's the
But
third,
don't do nothing about it.
But we're not putting in the work.
Nope.
When are we going to put in the damn work? And that's the problem. You know what, James? We need a different channel. We're talking Cowboys. We got to do a different channel.
I mean, I've been saying that.
We might have to.
I mean, I've been saying that. I want to have another channel that talks about what's really going on out here.
Yeah.
That's what needs to be spoke about. We talk about the Cowboys all day, and that's good. But we need to talk about these things that really are affecting things out there. And the youth are always the future. And if they are not being helped and not being assisted and not being built up and not being taught the right way, it's not going to be good. It's the internet teaching these kids, and that ain't going to work.
Ooh. Man, I literally, because again, I own a, for those that don't know, I've owned my own business for be 12 years in February. We started off as a video game store. We're a pop cultural.
That's what he says, right? I didn't even finish that. He said, America's Team Against Violence. We won't keep them names.
Oh,
America's Team Against Violence.
Tuck that. Yeah, tuck that.
We're going to tuck that away. Let me screenshot that.
All right, Lee, I see you, Lee.
I like that. I like that. I like that name right there.
I like that.
I like that.
Yeah,
finish what you're saying, BJ.
Yeah, but and we kind of evolved to pop culture, stuff, and we do a little different things on the back end of like tablets and stuff. We've evolved over 12 years. So I get to see a lot of youth, and look, the crazy part here is on top of the coaching, whatever I've done, and then my daughter who's 23 and talking to those kids as they came up and whatever, like I see you, like I've sold games to guys that were like 4 or 5 that are growing at their mama's house now. Like it blows my mind. And I watched them grow and do in different things. And how technology affects them and does things to them. And there's something evolved within that. And it's crazy because I'm blessed to be in a culture or in a generation that I grew up without technology until I was kind of, in my becoming man, teenage, late years into technology, so I can deal without it, but I understand how to deal with it. Right. Now we are dealing with the youth, right? Think about this now. If you were born in 2000, James, they're 21. They were born with this in their pocket. And that's, as we're talking about the TikToks, the IGs, the Snaps, the different things. Look, I'm not a big Snapchat guy. I'm not. I'm not a big IG
Snapchat.
Guy. Right. I'm not a big IG guy. But you try to get out there and get your followers.
Yep.
And look, brother, here's what I did. Here's what I did Monday. So I took a picture of my storefront with my marquee out there. Mm-hmm. Boom. And if you follow me on Facebook, you follow me on Twitter, I tag myself at the shop when I work, and I put #attack today. Mindset. So I did it. I said, I ain't did this on Snapchat in a while. I'm just going to open up Snapchat and do it. So I did it. And I put it to my story and public story. In 3 hours, I had 4 or 5 different followers all of a sudden, right? Do you know how many naked videos of women in my inbox that were hitting me?
Wow.
Like I'm talking to, look, no, I'm not trying to go that way. It's not this kind of show or whatever. Rubbing tits, showing, completely showing everything, like anything you could think about. I saw it. 4, 5 to 6 different snippets from one site. Hit this, do that. Now, I'm grown. I'm married. It is what I was like. Oh, this, for me, because I'm like this bitch. All right, man, bye, get up out of here. But if I'm now, imagine this. I got a cell phone. Like at 15, everybody got a cell phone though. right? I just took a picture and put it on a public story. It hits me. Now I'm seeing all this, right? Immediately. But inboxes, responses, everything's happening. It's a different world that we live in. Look, that's a whole different diatribe of rabbit hole that you fall in outside of what we are talking about, which is life or death. But that's a whole different side of it. Like, they're both there for these kids now that have this device in their hand, the iPhone, in a platform. And what happens? Forget if you get on there and somebody talks shit about you, whatever, the gunplay happens. But you also have, I didn't talk to anybody. I just posted a pic of my storefront, shared it, and I got naked shit trying to get me go do this, do that, and everything else. I'm like, imagine my wife would have saw it. Like, what are you doing? I'm like, stop. She's old enough to understand bots or whatever, but still, like, that's where we are and that's where we live. And that goes back to what we talked about before we got on, James. It's not just about all that. It's everything that's encompassing this youth and what they have to battle now, because we didn't have to battle that. At best, if you can find a VHS tape, you're winning. And that's it.
You feel me? And it's a whole different realm. But
right.
Yeah, man, we're gonna I like that name, Kenneth, and I will definitely, if it materializes, you'll get your cut. But no, really appreciate everybody jumping in, man, and we're gonna attack a lot of this. Let's get ready. Shout out to BJ. He's gonna be at the game, so make sure you give him a holler.
Yeah, man, come on through. Let's go beat these Falcons.
Yeah,
I'm scary. I'm scary. He said it. I'm scary.
He's scary right now, but I'm gonna be a little bit more confident. He said he brought up great points, but I think Dallas is still gonna prevail. Get that W.
He said 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I said 2 touchdowns.
Let's go.
I'm gonna stay with it. I'm gonna stay with it.
I love this.
I'm gonna stay with it. So you know what? It is what it is. Dallas is gonna do their things. Make sure you keep abreast of what's going on and what we're gonna be doing with this nonprofit, with the youth, things of that nature. We're really gonna push that. We're gonna just figure it out. You know what I mean? Things are opening up for me now, work-wise, where other people are getting hired, where I can peel back and don't have to work 50 hours a week, and I go back to a normal week, and it opens up more doors for me to be able to have the free time to be able to do those type of things, but still being able to make money and be able to help the cause as well. Because I feel like that's what the Lord and God has put me in the position to, is to help people now, and that's why I'm still here, and to help the youth, because that's what I've always been here for, is to help the young people. Right. So now it's
hold on. Boo Thing said, and still have my family time.
And she already knows. You know, she already knows. And
it's all about family.
All about family. So that's what it's about. But we're going to get out of here. Once I cut off in here, I'm cutting all the way off. I'm going straight to bed because, BJ, you got a long day because you got to run the shop. I got a long day because I got to do a whole bunch of things tomorrow. So, hey, let's get it, man. Happy Veterans Day to all the veterans out there.
Hey, wait, this way. Yeah, boom. Yeah.
Shout out to all the vets, all my family's veterans. Shout out to you, BJ. Shout out to all the vets out there. And we appreciate everybody who jumped in on this little late night good talk session. A lot of good nuggets in here. Go replay it because you'll like a lot of good stuff and real stuff that was talked about. We wasn't talking no phony stuff on here. So if you don't want to hear no phony stuff and hear some real things that were really talked about and really looked at, check them out here and then check it out in that game, and they may really show up and you're like, well, dang, they was right on that. So keep your eye on it. But we out of here. Big Game James, BJ Nix. Go check out Stargate. Oh, man, let them know what I already know about your dog, but let them know.
Man. If you're on Twitter, right there on the bottom of the screen, man, at your guy Nix, NIX _ in between. I actually been doing. Look, low key, James, I gotta get you on. I've been doing these Twitter Spaces. I found this new thing. Man, I gotta get you on, man. It's super fun. We get people on, we get to talk to them, the Twitter Spaces. But yeah, Twitter at your guy Nix, NIX _ Of course, Stargate Podcast on YouTube. Make sure you hit the sub. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Hey, I got a dope guest Saturday, bro. I'm gonna tease it. I got a dope. I'm telling you now. I got a dope guest come Saturday. She from the ATO, but she does live shows down there in Houston.
Okay.
Just keep it. That's a tease. Come through. Make sure you're in the building. We had a great guest tonight. For sure. If you didn't catch it, man,
give the name out. Go so they can go check out the show. Was from what? Wasn't he from CBS Sports?
Yeah. CBS
Sports Atlanta. Talk about that quick interview right quick.
Fair, sir. Fair. My guy. And look, and low key, and here's what's so good about him, right? Is, man, we were low key, like he was going to jump in for 15 minutes, right? He was going to jump in for 15 minutes. However, my guy, Carl Dukes from CBS Sports Atlanta, he does a nationwide show on Sundays, covers everything ATL, and as he says on his Twitter, Mr. Hit Him Up, the only black guy with his face on a beer. He does a little beer thing on the side too. Shout out to him. He spent a good time with us tonight for sure. Make sure you go over there tonight, Star Game Podcast. Check that show out. If you want to hear us, just fast forward about 40 minutes. He comes in for about an hour, and you can listen to him. And look, he gave some good nuggets about the Cowboys and what he thinks. Also, some great insight on how we can beat these Falcons. He believes.
Don't tease.
We'll cover.
No.
Yeah, he believes. Oh, okay. Never mind. You're right. I'm sorry, James.
Watch the tape.
Walk me back, James. All right. Go check the tape. Yeah, go check the tape on him. Star Game Podcast for sure. And of course, if you're on Facebook and that's your thing, we are 10 grand strong in the group, guys. Star Game. Just go join the group. Come and be a part of the conversation. James, as always, my brother, I love kicking it with you. And I do believe next level, we got some things to talk about. We'll get there.
Yes, for sure. And we appreciate you. Big Game James, BJ Nix. We out. Talk to you soon. Peace. Be safe.